My name is Dr. Alma Solis of the Systematic Entomology Laboratory. I work at the National Museum of Natural History, Smithsonian Institution in Washington, D.C. And this talk is about the Pyraloidea, or snout moths, the adults and their classification. This specifically is a spilomaline or crambidae tympanal organ. And what you can see here is a praecinctorium, like two giant white flaps, and then the tympanal organ that is in two planes. You have the whitish structure inside, which is called the conjunctivum, and on the edge you have this highly sclerotized area, which is the tympanum. So here you can see the praecinctorium is quite clear. It's smaller in some groups, and you'll find a key for that. And then up above that, you have the conjunctivum and the tympanum itself. So you see the white area is the conjunctivum, and then the sclerotized area. And what you can't see is right here, and you can't get the depth of field. But what you're seeing here and what you're going to see is that right in here there's an angle, right, like this. It's not flat. Okay, let's look at the parallid one so you can compare. So this is where, if this were a crambit, this is where you would see the praecinctorium. What you see, especially in phycetines, what you'll see are these hairs right in here. Okay, the tympanal organ is up here. Oh, so you don't have a praecinctorium, just a few hairs. And up here is where you have the tympanal organ, and it's flat. You can see it better on the sides. Remember I was saying that you could tell, say, galeriines from phycetines? See these structures right here? These are called venuli. And this is something that galeriines and chrysogines have that phycetines do not have. Now, Hasenfuss, who actually also did larval work in pyraloids, did a study where he was looking at the evasion based on the kind of moth that it was. And it's a very, nobody's actually showed this specifically, in terms of sound production. I don't think the bat people, let's put it this way, I don't think the bat people have looked at that from the moth perspective. Okay, the bat people always look at the different groups of moths that are feeding on the moths as predators, but they don't look at it from the moth point of view. But this is one of the major character systems in Crambidae, and it's the most diverse group. We can't imagine but suppose that maybe it has led to its success. So I'm going to pass around these two boxes so you can look at them underneath your scope. You have an A and a B, and you have the Pyralidae and the Crambidae next to each other, so you can compare them yourself. Let's see, there are some boxes, I think, on top of your desk with some pyraloid moths. These are all pests. Okay, the trick here is that you have there, and I haven't given you any names. Some of you may know what some of these are, and some of these I showed up there. I want you to take a look at the labial palpi. So you have a phycetine, you have some crambines, and you have some spilomalines in here. So see if you can put them to the family that they belong to. And you might already know because you know what the pests are. These are major exotic pests. And you can tell by the labels, they come from all over the world. And I'm going to pass out some moths that you can rip up. Can I say one more thing about tympanal organs? On these beautifully spread moths, this is where you can look at the side and see if you can see that tympanal organ. Okay? Now, the difference between geometrids also have tympanal organs on the base of the abdomen. But the difference is pyraloids are here, geometrids are here. Right. So you can tell it a mile away. I didn't bring any geo so you can compare, but they're very easy to see in many ways because they're lateral and not ventral.